Hello and welcome to this video on the market. By the end of this video, we should be able to define the term market, calculate market size and market share, look at the difference between niche and mass marketing, and the pros and cons of each. So let's start off. What do we mean by a market? Well, a market is anywhere where buyers and sellers come together to transact with each other. And that could be in a market in a town centre, it could be in a shop, it could even be online or on a website. Anywhere where a buyer and a seller interact with each other is known as a market. So let's take this down. How do we calculate the size of the market? Well, this is our first calculation. We can measure the size of a market in two different ways. We can look at the volume, the amount of units sold in that market or services provided, and we can also look at the value. And probably the most common one would be the value. So let's have a look at an example here. Let's see, in the UK in 2015, 14,790 million litres of soft drinks were sold. So measured by volume, the size of the market was 14,790 million. Okay. Now, how do we calculate the size of the market by value? Well, to get from volume to value, we need to know the average price here at which the soft drinks were selling. So if the average price per litre was £1.06, then the market size by value would be £15,677 million or £15.6 billion. Now it's important here that we make a note of this formula. To measure market size by value, we need to take the total number of units sold in the market. So here it was the litres of soft drinks, and we need to times by the average selling price in the market. And when we do that, we get the size of the market by value. So let's make sure we've got that formula down and then move on. Okay, so we're going to talk here about the whole market approach. If a business targets a whole market, this would be an example. So with this and so with this. We call this mass marketing. Mass marketing is targeting the whole market with one product. So we target a large amount of customers with one product, which is marketed in the same way. Now, what are the benefits of this approach? Having a product that aims at the vast majority of people, it means that the potential revenue that we can receive from this product is very large. We can also benefit from what's known as economies of scale, and that occurs when we produce in very large quantities. We can actually reduce the average cost of production through things like buying in bulk, and in turn, this helps us to increase our profit. So let's make sure we have some definitions and some notes down on mass marketing. Are there any drawbacks to mass marketing? Well, potentially, there's often a lot of competition. So businesses are attracted by the large size of the market, and we have a lot of rivals. Because products are often quite similar in a mass market, customers are often unwilling to pay a high price. And often we have to spend a large amount on marketing, on advertising and making customers aware of our products to try and make sure we get through to that large market. So we've looked at a mass marketing approach to do with the whole market. We're now going to look at a marketing approach where we focus just on a segment of the market, and we call this niche marketing. And that's where we target a small segment of the market, and that small segment of the market have specific characteristics and needs. So let's have a look at the benefits of this approach, targeting a small specific group of a larger market. Well, we can tailor make our products to that particular group of customers, that particular segment of the market, to give us a competitive edge. We may be able to charge a premium price because the customers have specific characteristics and needs that we are meeting directly, and so can charge a high price. We might be able to target our customers with our promotion more effectively because we know it's this particular group of customers with this particular needs. Therefore, if we advertise here, we're going to reach them. If we try and advertise more broadly for a mass marketing approach, it might be a bit more tricky. Are there any limitations to targeting a smaller group of customers or a small segment of a larger market? Well, often we have lower revenue levels because there's only a limited number of customers. There might be high unit costs because we can't benefit from economies of scale. The premium prices that we charge might attract in rivals and competitors. And if there's a fall in demand suddenly for that particular area of the market, then it's going to affect our business quite significantly. So let's now move on to our second calculation. And this is where we calculate the market share that a particular business has. So as we said previously, when we measure a market size, we often look at value. So here we're saying the value of the soft drinks market in the UK was £15,677 million in 2014. A niche player in the market, Square Root London, had sales of 3.2 million in 2014. So here we're trying to calculate the market share for this business. We're trying to say, right, what share do Square Root London have of all soft drink sales in the UK? In order to calculate that, we need to use this formula. And this is an important formula that we need to take down. The market share of a business is the sales of a product or business divided by the total sales in the market times 100. So in this situation, the sales of the business are 3.2 million. The total sales in the market are 15,677 million. So we do 3.2 divided by 15,677 times by 100 to get a percentage. What we can conclude here is that Square Root London have 0.02% of the market. That's their share. They have 0.02% of all the sales of soft drinks. Okay, we've looked at the term market, market size and market share, as well as niche and mass marketing. That's it. Thanks for listening.